it's a cop-out for those who live in a society. If you go to any other Muslim country, let's say African country, let's say African Muslim country. Let's pick Sudan, for example, which is an Arab African country. They call themselves Arabs, but they're actually African, but they call themselves Arabs because they have adopted the language. So the Arab culture is not by blood or by family lineage. The Arabic, or to be Arab, is by the tongue. So anyone that speaks the language is an Arab. So in Africa you have African Arabs. Egypt is Africa, but they call themselves Arabs. Libya is in Africa, they call themselves Arabs. Morocco is in Africa, they call themselves Arabs. Sudan, because they speak the language and have adopted Islam as their religion of choice. That's the national religion, Islam. So when you adopt Islam, you adopt the language. Because the religion is in what language? It's in the Arabic language. The Jews, they read the Torah. You see them going up and down on the wall. They read it in the Hebrew. They ain't reading it in the English. They ain't gonna read it in no other language except the language that was revealed to them in the language that God chose. With the revealing of the Quran in the Arabic language, Allah did something profound. Okay? And it made a distinction of Furqan between all the other languages. He said, I choose this language. Not only was it the specific language, but it was the language of Ishmael as well. So now it's going all the way back to Abraham and Hajar and the Cushite, and when they was put out there in the desert, and then he intertwined and married with these Arabs. So the language, it going back to the language, going back to the Arabic. So now Allah chose this language after all of these years of it being in Hebrew. Now Allah chose the cousins. Actually, back to the firstborn son, going back to Ishmael, all back over again.
So the actual two languages of Revelation, though, comes from Hebrew and then Arabic?
Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, which was a language that was spoken by Jesus, Aramaic. Aramaic, or Syrian. But they say the Aramaic, there's very few that can even speak that language or translate that language anymore. It doesn't even exist. So therefore, there is no true teachings or any of the remnants of the scriptures of old of Jesus, because no one can even speak that language anymore.
Of Jesus, just the Torah.
Or even his Injil, not the Torah, the Injil of Jesus.
Yeah,
the Torah was given to Musa, alayhi salam, and he spoke Hebrew.
Injil is the gospel.
Gospel of Jesus.
And there's really nothing, you can't really find anyone that can do that.
You cannot back today's Bible with any Aramaic, unless they go get the hidden scrolls and scriptures that the Pope and them got in the Vatican.
Yeah, true that.
That they already know this. Not only the Dead Scriptures, but the Gospel of Barnabas and all that. They got that on microfilm in D.C. The Gospel of Barnabas.
Check the book of Barnabas out, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have it.
Yeah. My husband, I read it. I read some of it before. My husband read the whole thing.
I don't think we have it over there, but we have. It's you can order it. They had Muslims that was giving it away. You can get photocopies of it. It's on microfilm in Washington D.C. It's on file in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's on file in Congress. The Gospel of Barnabas is another gospel of Jesus. One of his disciples, his name was Barnabas. He was one of the 12 or 13 disciples, and he has a gospel, but they don't want to let you know the gospel, because in his gospel he talks about the Prophet Muhammad. He talks about the lineage of Ishmael.
This is one of the books they took out of the Bible.
So they know the lineage. They know, it is well known. It's in the Gospel of Barnabas. It's well known that the lineage of Ishmael would be the foretold prophet, the Prophet Muhammad. He was foretold.